Hello, welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about assembling your boxes. I have budget grade 8 frame, but this would apply to any size or grade of wood. You know, it's not rocket science putting these things together, but I can give you a few tips and tricks of what I've learned over the years of assembling these and how they weather, and certain places to make sure that you really secure to get them to last for many years to come. So I'll try to show you my technique on putting this together, and should be a good video. Yeah, I wanted to go through some of the tools I use for this project for assembling the hive bodies. We have a square, a chisel, just in case the finger joints need a little adjustment, a rubber mallet. I have two different types of clamps here. I believe this orange one here, the tall one, that's for cabinetry, and then the one behind it also works well. It's just one of the pipe clamps. I have my Type-On 3 waterproof glue, a cheap brush, the screws that I use are 2-inch outdoor pocket screws. I really like these screws for assembling boxes. They hold real tight, and also they have almost a built-in washer at the end. Now, I'm not drilling the holes for the pocket screws, but I do use these, and they are amazing. They have a blue coating on the outside to help so they don't rust. And then you're going to need either a drill or an impact driver. And then I do just have this little tiny work bench foldable stand. Yeah, the first part of this process is just gluing up. I usually just pick the short side to add the glue, but it's pretty simple. The one place that you do not want to forget is this little piece here. Once you have these glued up the whole ways down, and then on the inside of the finger joints, all I do is I take the long pieces, slide them down in. Make sure you pay attention to where your handles are. I've put them on backwards before. And I take a hammer and just give it a slight encouragement. And then here's the other small side, and it's already glued and ready to go. Once you got your box put together here, I have these rails which really help out. Just slide it up against there, and then I get the clamp out. And then I start off with the screws first, and then I follow up with the staples. These are 2-inch outdoor pocket screws. And what I'm mainly focusing on, I've had some boxes after a few years being outside, they'll start to cup and warp, or the edges will try to drift outwards, and I think that's because of the moisture inside of the bee colony and it just being outside. But I always put a screw, this is on the short sides, the front and the back, on the top and then in the bottom, and then I match that on the long sides, which are the edges, here and here, so the top and bottom. And then if I feel like the wood's not exactly lining up or whatever, I will put a clamp on and run one through the middle, but I tend to just do the corners and then staple throughout, you know, all the other finger joints. Anyways, I'll catch back up here when I get the pneumatic air crown stapler out. I'll see if I can get a close up. So you see how this is just a little bit off right here. So I just squeeze that in. That's just a quarter of a turn. Now it's perfect. So there's a little bit of a gap here, and I just wanted to squeeze it together, and I'll secure that with a screw. And now this one is in the middle, but anytime I see, you know, where it's pulling away, I'll throw an extra screw in. These screws, they're awesome. They have this flat end on them here, and they really pull the wood tight. I can't recommend them enough. And they are, you know, they do have, they're coated, blue coated, I don't know, some kind of blue, but they don't rust. Yeah, so I got the screws in on both the fronts and the sides, tops and bottom, and well, on this one there, but anyways, it's put together pretty well. And I did add some additional ones where I saw any gaps, and I used the clamp to pull it together to get it to line up. So let's see how we did. You want to make sure before you get the staple gun out and have it set up, you know, already square. So let's see how good we did. Oh man, perfect. And make sure you get your pressure set. My specification on my tool operating pressure is between 70 and 100 psi. I usually try to run it right at 70 or 80. It is softer wood, it is pine, so let's just set it to 70. 75. We'll go right in the middle. Now that it's all glued and I have all the screws exactly where I want them, you got to go ahead and staple in here, and just be super mindful of your hand placement. So just always be clear, and then really line it up and make sure you're shooting straight down the wood. Don't have it turned to the side, because it will fire right out the side. The most important staple, I believe, is right here through this thin piece on the front and back. And let's get to it. It's pretty quick after this. Well, that's it. We got it done. Now we just gotta let it sit, and let the glue dry. One final check before on our squareness. They don't always end up that perfect, but this one's right on. If you would ever need to get your squareness, try to do it before you get all the staples in, but you can put it down on the corner and just push it a lot of force, and you can get it squared up. I hope this helped out. You know, you can save a lot of money by assembling your own boxes, and I feel that they're put together to last this way. And I mean, what did it take us? Maybe a minute a box, maybe a minute and a half. It's a little slower because I'm trying to stay out of the way of the video and do the best I can. But when you're operating by yourself, you can go through a stack of boxes in, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. I hope this helped out. And I did want to mention, all the equipment that I use. Maybe not all of it, but the majority of the equipment that I use, I do have some affiliate links in the description of the video. And I'm not sponsored by anyone. I've purchased this all with my own money, but if you want to help the channel out, you can use that link. And the items that are there have been field tested. They're not just random items I think that people should buy. They're what I use. Anyways, really appreciate it. This has been a pleasure. Be kind to your bees, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.